Welcome back to Open Line, talking about affordable housing in Nashville and Davidson County. I have with us the chair of the Affordable Housing Committee in the Metro Council, Fabian Bedney, and the council has just passed several bills dealing with affordable housing. We're talking about those as well. Let's go to the phones here. Let's go to Jay. Hello, Jay.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. Mr. Councilman, I just had a question. I've got an aunt that lives in Nashville, and she's pretty well off, but she helps a lot of underprivileged folks. And she is friends with a lot of, she's very big in the political aspect, but she has a friend who's a councilman and also a lawyer, and she believes that he was talking to her that they should put some affordable housing at the old fairgrounds and also at Greer Stadium, and I just wondered what your thoughts were. Thank you.
Affordable housing in those areas. What about that?
I think the fairgrounds, it's a whole other story. I mean, I think they are getting ready to start talking about what the vision should be for that area. The area around Woodbine is an area that could use preserving some housing, because many people have lived there for a long time, are being gentrified, are starting to lose the ability to stay in that area. So I think that will be one of the places where we want to rebuild some. Now, as to the fairgrounds, I'm not trying not to answer your question. It's just that that's a different animal in that by itself it needs to be looked holistically. So many people have so much passion for that place that I don't think we should just ignore what people wanted, what people fought for. And I think it'll be interesting to look at it in the context of that. I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry.
This inclusionary housing, inclusionary zoning bill that was passed, that's one of the big things that was accomplished by the council. It was just passed. It will generate annually, every year, about 100 units.
Correct.
So that's a drop in the bucket.
It is.
Is that enough?
No, it is not enough, but that's why that's not the only thing we're doing. One of the things the city does, for example, is we pass legislation to start using some of the land that we own. When people don't pay taxes over the years, or we have a school or we have a property, we have the land there, and we can repurpose that land and go to a developer and say, we'll provide the land if you provide the capital, and then as a trade-off, you build some affordable housing and you can develop the property. So the city is being creative on how to use the city's resources to where it doesn't necessarily impact the taxpayers, but it creates the type of affordability we need. What we don't want to do is to create one building that is all affordable. We want to have diversity of opportunities around the city. We want people that are living with people that will help them break out of the cycle of poverty and do well. So creating projects like it used to be in the old days is really a bad idea. The idea is to create a little bit of affordability throughout, just like people live today, but that's going away because the market is doing so well. There's so many, over thousands and thousands of units have been demolished and replaced with the skinnies, you know, the little duplexes.
Right, that are very expensive.
Right, and so people are being pushed out. And that is destroying communities, creating all kinds of problems.
So 4 years from now, how many affordable housing units would you like to see across this county?
I don't think that what we have so far will be the amount that we need. I mean, we need, between the houses that need to be repaired, people that live in substandard housing, the houses that people are losing, we need like tens of thousands of homes. So the amount we are going to build won't be enough to deal with that. So this is, like I was telling you in the break, this is a study on how to try to solve this problem. And it will really have to do a lot with how much money we invest in the problem. Right now, the mayor has committed $10 million a year to help build these houses. We got about $5 million out of the deal with the convention center when that was sold. And then any time anybody goes to an Airbnb, a percentage of the money goes into the bonds fund. So there's all these revenue sources that we are using to create more affordability and help families stay in the places where they live forever. So
tens of thousands. So that's a huge number.
We need tens of thousands, but that includes houses that are falling apart, houses where people live with holes in the roof, houses where people are aging in place and they don't have a ramp to get in, and veterans that live in housing that are substandard or they are not appropriate for them to use a wheelchair. I mean, we want to help people be able to stay in the communities they know where they have the support to be successful. So when you add everything up, we're talking about tens of thousands.
All right, let's go to Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Yes, I have a comment.
Okay.
My comment is, I'm concerned, and this comment is really to the mayor and the Metro Council and the developers that's building these so-called affordable housing. I don't think you're really considering the low income. And if you continue to build these so-called affordable housing, then all you're doing is causing the rate of the homeless to go up, because low-income people cannot afford these houses. The other thing is people that are on, seniors that are on Social Security, Metro retirees. Social Security didn't give a raise. Metro didn't give a raise to retirees. Now, they are stuck. They are stuck in this position. And what's going to happen? They're going to end up homeless. Have you thought about housing for seniors? Have you thought about housing for low income? And when I say low income, I'm talking about the people that make $25,000 or $30,000 a year, and there are some out there.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I really appreciate her phone call, because she really, that's really the problem. It's like we don't have enough that is truly affordable for people that need a place to live. And the mayor is the Barnes Fund, the Office of Economic Opportunity, is opening right now. People can apply for grants so they can actually build creatively to address all these different populations. So the people are watching that are a non-profit, that have an agency that deals with a particular need, people with disabilities, the elderly that need an affordable place to live. This is your time to reach out to the mayor's office and see if you can work with the Barnes Fund in creating a program that addresses the needs of the people that you serve.
What she was talking about, people that make $20,000 a year, that's really not being addressed.
It is.
In what we're talking about, is
well,
it?
Yeah, that would be below 60%. What I was telling you, what is affordable, and that's part of the. Obviously, the amount of units that need to be built is not there. But with the help of MDHA, that is running his own program, there is about over 6,000 units in Nashville that are catered to people that have needs of below 60%. So we do have a very good agency with MDHA that is also doing that. Our effort with the Barnes Fund and with this legislation was to also address the workforce housing and to expand what MDHA is doing.
Yeah, workforce meaning, like we said, teachers, firefighters,
yes.
Police. All right, let's go to Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Yes, good evening. How you guys doing tonight?
Great. Go right ahead.
Hey, listen, I'm concerned about us that are on Section 8 vouchers. You know, we've been in our apartments 2, 3, 4, and 5 years. We've been role model tenants. There's a lot of people around the city on Section 8 vouchers that are being dislocated because private owners are coming in from other states buying properties here in Davidson County where we are citizens at, and we're being forced to move out of our complex, causing us to have to scramble and rush to try to find somewhere to live, possible homelessness, possible dipping in and out of the shelters. Now, I understand that Mayor Berry said that this affordable housing thing requires special saucing. When is the special saucing going to take place for us folks that are on Section 8 vouchers? When are people going to wake up and realize we're being forced out of our places to live? We choose to move into a place because of the convenience of the bus line, the grocery shopping areas, the safety precautions for those of us that live across from school. And now we're being forced out. We're not given a choice, and we're being dislocated.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. What do you say about what he's saying there?
He's right. He's right. The number of places that are accepting vouchers is going away because it's easier for a developer, an apartment manager, to turn that building into a higher rent-paying apartment complex. So that's a problem, and that's something that we are working on.
How do you change that? So if I own a piece of property, and I can make more money by not making it Section 8, why wouldn't I?
Well, the challenge then is to, if you have 6,000 units that will take, I'm just making up a number, let's say you have 6,000 apartments that will take vouchers and 1,000 go away, then you have to urgently build 1,000 units that will pick up on those. And so that's where we go into the incentivizing the building of units that will do that. So we are really trying to work with the market and providing incentives so those affordable units that are going away will be rebuilt, not necessarily in the same place, but close to it. Some of the thing that we want to do is we don't I like what he said, because he was making a great point. You have to live close to where you can go to the grocery store, where you can get on a bus and go to work, where you can take your kids to school. And if you're losing that ability to do that there, and the next place where you can go live is in the middle of the country where there is no public transportation, now you have to buy a car, your house, your livelihood got more expensive, and it's harder for you to be successful. So the idea of this legislation, if you go through it, we are providing an opportunity for somebody to create an in lieu, and to, if they don't want to take part of the program, they can help invest in building something within a mile or half a mile of where they are developing their property.
Just give them an incentive to want to do that, which will of course cost money.
Yes.
All right, now the Beacon Center is going to come on here in a moment, and one of the things they've said is the most unaffordable cities are the ones with the most mandated affordable housing: San Francisco, New York. Do you agree with that?
We are not doing what they are doing. I mean, what we're doing is an incentive-based program, and it's not inclusionary zoning like those cities. In many places where inclusionary zoning was done, they are getting away from that. So I don't know that this is going to solve the problem. That's why we put a sunset provision on this. We feel, based on the information we got from the experts, that this is the best shot we have at trying to solve this problem. But immediately after we start doing this, we're going to keep track of the success of the program and see how we can make it better, or if there is any corrections that need to happen.
So you heard a couple of passionate callers.
Yes.
People who want help right now. So these things have passed. How soon do you think our callers would see some benefit?
Well, the mayor's office already started working. I mean, there is a project that is done with land that is owned by the city on Wedgwood, and we just passed the rezoning, I think this week. And that's going to start very soon. So that's one, what I was telling you before, where you use your land to leverage and create some affordability. So the mayor is very active in trying to build this. Last year, many units were built with those, I think it was $2 million that were invested by Mayor Dean, $2.5 million that Mayor Dean had dedicated to the Barnes Fund. So it's been an ongoing process, but we have to expand it, and that's, we feel that our investment now, I think it's like $15 million we're getting ready to spend this year, is going to expand that.
We could talk about this a lot more, and I want to have you back so that you can talk about it. I want to thank Councilman Fabian Bedney for coming on. We will now have the Beacon Center come on. They have some different points of view on this, but we'll put them on here. If you're on the line, hold on. We'll take your call, and if you want to call, there's the number, 615-737-PLUS. Take a break. Be back right after this.